Oh, I
Hello.
so wish that StreamYard wouldn't be buggy. If StreamYard wouldn't be buggy, I would now press play on our little intro that says casual beat news, and it will be "Da-da-da-dum. Robert got his iPhone. What's up with that, dude?
It happened. It happened. It finally happened after 6 months of waiting and after 15 years of using Android. I'm coming to the dark side. No, the light side. No, I'm not sure. I finally got it.
You're gonna get us into the rabbit hole of dark mode versus light mode, but let's leave it at that.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's topic: what Robert likes about the iPhone, what Robert hates about the iPhone. I believe that hate pile will be a lot bigger because everybody likes to complain, but let's give it a shot. Before we get into this, dude, you were an Android user for the past 72 years, right?
70. Yeah, yeah, yes. I was. And I was an Android fanboy. I loved my Android phone. It had everything I ever needed.
And that was
OnePlus 7 Pro. That was the beast, a
ooh.
beast of a phone. It was beautiful. It has an awesome color. It had no notch, all display, no notches, pop-up camera. It was a technical beast, 90 hertz display. It was just nice.
It was amazing, right? But then you had a conscious decision that you're ditching the perfect phone in favor of the iPhone. And we have already covered your amazing experience with ordering it, which took, what, 4 to 6 months?
Yes, yes. It
Dude,
took a really long, painful
you
time.
can
Your
get a
memes are dead
car.
now.
You can get a car faster than an iPhone.
Shortages. What are you gonna do? But the conscious decision I made was, look, I need a new phone. This one was getting old. The battery was degrading. It was getting kind of slower, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, what choices do I have? I checked out the Android phones in certain range, like the Pixels, the Xiaomi's, the Samsungs. I don't want to hear about. Maybe a discussion for another topic. And I was like, but this new iPhone, the dynamic island, it's beautiful. It looks nice. It's supposedly the best. And I was just like, okay, I'm going with the new iPhone 14 Pro.
Okay, and now you have it. You're what, 1 week and a half in?
Yeah, well, just about a good week. And before we go into you judging me or anyone saying how hypocritical I am because I wanted a phone without a notch, and now I ended up with a notch, and I, I don't regret. I don't regret it. Maybe that's one of the top five things that we can
Seriously?
start with. Yes.
Seriously? The notch is one of your favorite things.
Yes, it
Wow.
it gives the phone a personality. It's so smooth. You can click on it. You can long press on it. It shows you a call. You can control Spotify with it and other apps. It's just so nice, and it really gives you a really good user experience. As much as I hate notches.
Wow. And okay, let's consider for a second that this is a novelty. That means that a lot of apps has to, well, either change their designs or somehow adapt to this. You have your background in QA. How many bugs did you find so far?
On with the notch itself, zero. With the notch itself, zero. But I expect some apps to have issues because developers have to adapt for this notch background, just as they had to do with the top notch that they have. So yeah, of course, there's gonna be bugs. Fortunately, I have not used all the million apps I use on my Android phone to catch any of those. However, the onboarding part was really buggy for me. That was it reset a couple of times while setting up in the process. Just
Okay,
went to
let's
step
leave
one.
the onboarding part for the end. Let's stay on the topic of what you liked. So, number one, by far, apparently, the dynamic island. What else?
Dynamic Island. Coming with it, Face ID. When you look at it, it expands. It does a nice check mark. It's so. It's really.
Oddly
It's a really
satisfying.
oddly satisfying. That's the word. The second thing I really like is the display. It's so smooth, 120 hertz refresh rate. It has a really bright screen when you need it. So it's 2000 maxes out at 2000 nits, which was one of the top
Mhm.
phones for this year, or should I say previous year, because I'm so late with it.
Thank you,
FaceTime.
Telemach.
Thank you, Tilma. FaceTime. Oh, I have so many more stories to tell, but yeah, let's not that digress.
Okay, FaceTime. What's
FaceTime.
so special about it?
I had no idea until I used it. A friend of mine called me, which is also an iOS user, iPhone user, and he was helping me set up the MMSs because you have to set it up for your operator. And he was just like, share your screen so I can help you. And I was like, okay, let me get the cable, let me hook it up to the computer, let me put it in. And he was like, no, just click share screen on the app. And I was like, what? This was amazing. I really loved that part. Just wow.
It's a shame.
It
It's
blew
a
my
shame
mind.
that this only works within the Apple ecosystem. Damn, that's a shame.
Maybe you should get an
That should
iPhone.
be that should be a service for everybody, cross-platform service. But I digress. Okay, Dynamic Island number 1, screen number 2, FaceTime number 3, 4 and 5.
4 and 5 camera, the beautiful camera photos this camera makes. It's just one click and the photo is beautiful. No 6 retakes as I was used to previously. I just snap it once. I love it already. And the
Oh, you
camera
actually do that.
stabilization.
Sorry for jumping in. You actually do that. You snap one photo and you're done.
Yes,
You don't
yes.
do 7 photos and then choose the best one.
No, not at all, not at all. I snap it and it's beautiful. And also the
Okay.
second part of the camera is the video stabilization system. My God, you can be running behind your dog and recording him, and it will be seeming like you have the stabilization camera, which is like so smooth, like a movie cutscene. And I'm just really, really thrilled about it.
Beautiful.
And the last part, it's like compatibility with my computer. I have a MacBook, and sometimes from my Android phone, I really had to use a cable to transfer the files, or use AirDroid or something like that for wirelessly sending files. But the native AirDrop functionality for this is just like you click on a file, AirDrop, click on your computer, and it's really fast and sends really, 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 really nicely.
Sounds amazing, but let's go to the juicy part. We know what iPhone can do. It's been all over the news, it's been in the keynotes, it's been in the videos, we all know that. What we want to know, what the listeners of this podcast and subscribers of this YouTube channel, by the way, if you're not, subscribe, ring the bell, you know the drill, comment below, say hi, say that iPhone is amazing, say that Android is amazing, stay polite. But yeah, let's go to the juicy part. What do you hate about the iPhone? What are the top bugs on your list?
It's maybe not just bugs, it's maybe my whatever I was doing on Android before, coming to Apple Mail, importing my Gmail accounts, really easy. But turning on my computer and seeing I have emails and then opening the Apple Mail and having to refresh to receive the emails there, no go for me. No go for me. I'm an inbox zero guy. I like to receive my emails and delete them immediately if they're not of use. No archiving, no shenanigans. I just like to swipe to delete or long press and delete. Why do you make it so hard?
You heathen. Off topic. We're gonna cover this separately. Dude, I almost threw you off this call. But yeah, okay. Apple Mail sucks. Okay, Apple Mail sucks.
They make it so hard to delete an email. You have to go to the settings of the Mail app and just make it, I don't know, appear somewhere, and even then you have to swipe it more and then click trash. So I threw Apple Mail out the phone, and I'm now using Gmail as I'm used to, and the world is a much better place.
Thank you, Google.
Thank you, Google. The second part I didn't like, I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship, mostly hate, is the always on display. A lot of users were asking for this functionality. I can't use it. I'm not a fan of always on displays. This is not maybe tied just to iPhones or iOS, but seeing my phone with the corner of my eye being bright and constantly picking it up to see if I received any notifications, also just turn it off.
Got that.
The next one was Safari. Opened the YouTube video, ad started playing. I was like, oh no. Now I remember why Brave is my default browser on my Android phone. It disables all ads. I don't know. I think we're both fans of this. We've discussed this in one of our previous episodes.
Yeah, we did. I think it's episode number 16. In either case, we're gonna link it down into the description. Yeah, I adore Brave.
Good memory.
You're gonna prove me wrong. It's gonna be episode number 22 or something like that. But yeah, Brave, definitely. I adore it just because it removes the ads from YouTube. I mean, I do sometimes pay for YouTube Premium, but not all the time. and I have a couple of accounts. I have a different account for work and different account for that. I cannot have YouTube Premium on everybody on all the accounts, and shame on Google because you cannot get YouTube Family account in Slovenia and 4 other countries. Different topic,
Wow.
but you cannot get a family account. This is terrible.
Just use Brave. Just use Brave.
Yeah, but I usually cast to a TV and that doesn't work, so I have to use the YouTube pad and
I get
whole different can of worms. Okay,
So
Brave replaced Safari as a default
Safari
browser
out
for
the
you.
window for me. Coming from Android, I'm used to customizing my phone, especially my home screen, where my apps are located on the screen. Easily, the Apple not enabling you to easily resize some widgets, just like long pressing them and just expanding them. No, that's a no-go. They offer you different sized widgets which you can import or just use on the screen, but like having it like custom shaped size that you're used to on Android is not gonna happen. And when I said about sorting the apps, on Android you could select an app and put it on the bottom right of your screen or the middle. No, here they just like stick together in a row. You can reorder them, but there's no way of separating like this. I want to have this in the bottom right corner. That sucks. I don't like it.
Okay, amazing. Actually, that was a couple of very important points for people who think about transferring from Android to iPhone. I think I wouldn't call them deal breakers, but come on, they're rough.
Yeah, they are.
Okay,
Definitely rough.
let's move towards the end of the episode and just talk about the whole onboarding experience. So you had to switch from Android to the iPhone. When you get a new Android phone, you basically just sync it up and everything kind of works. Now you had to switch ecosystem. How was that?
It was pretty painful, to be honest. So except for the one of the top 5 things that I will add to the list of me not liking it is actually the onboarding process, because it was glitchy. It was like, select your language, do this. It was like, I was like, okay, and then it went back to the start, select your language, and this happened like 3 or 4 times. So the onboarding process itself was like, okay, are you transferring from a new phone? I was like, nah, I just want a fresh start, and I will do everything myself because I wanted to avoid some clutter I had on my Android phone. So just like, okay, I'll start fresh. Went through the pain of setting up everything one by one, games, signing in with Google, and for those apps that didn't have Google sign in, I had to go to their native apps on Android and copy some code and then import it on iOS.
Oh, no. That sounds terrible. Dude.
Yeah, that's how I did. But now I am at ease, I am at calm. I have customized it to the extent that I love using this phone.
Wow, I'm just thinking, is it possible that they didn't pay too much attention to the onboarding process because you actually do it once and then you kind of don't do it again? But still,
I've already forgotten about it. It's like, what your parents say, you were the nicest kid around town, but they forget about all the bad things you did. So that's how I'm forgetting about this onboarding process as well. All in all, am I satisfied with it? Do I regret it? Absolutely not. I love this phone. It's beautiful, nice to hold, and I just like it.
Amazing. Well, we're gonna check on your relationship with the iPhone in a couple of months, see if you're still happy, see if it's still intact. I see that you're using a case, another minus point for you. But I mean, I kind of get it. You paid a lot of money for this, and yeah, you have to use a case. On
It's
the
a
other
clear
hand,
case.
there are people.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there are people like me who use more budget-friendly phones, and we just don't care. We just throw them in a river, and yeah, anywhere we want because we can.
Wow.
On that,
because we can.
On that, let's wrap it up. Robert, thank you for this. I think it's super useful. Everybody, leave a comment below. Say what bugs you about the iPhone. Say what bugs you about the Android. Might be a good, knowledge sharing experience. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. Thank you. Robert,
Thank you, everyone.
Anything to add?
No, thank you for bearing with me for the past 6 months. And we'll catch you in the next one.
We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye, people. Have a good one.